From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. We're going to begin tonight with Americans still missing in Southeast Asia and a case of fraud. We have discovered in recent polls that 70% of Americans continue to believe that some American servicemen who fought in the Vietnam War are still being held captive. This despite the fact that in the 19 years since the war ended, not one soldier missing in action has been found alive. Now, the fraud. Last summer, a number of pictures turned up purportedly showing American MIAs. Each was painstakingly checked out and found to be fraudulent, except one. Tonight, the story of that one. Here's ABC's James Walker.
This was the photograph that excited so many Americans. Army Special Forces Major Donald Carr, missing since 1971, apparently alive and held captive in a prison camp in Laos. The man in the picture looks so much like the Donald Carr of 20 years ago, his family thought it was proof positive.
My brother, and I don't care what anybody says, is alive. We have the proof.
It seemed so convincing in Washington that Defense Secretary Cheney promised action, and senators voted to form a special committee to look into the POW issue.
It galvanized many Americans, millions, on behalf of the Carr family to bring an American home.
The photograph of Donald Carr was supplied by retired Air Force Colonel Jack Bailey, a self-described POW hunter based in Thailand for the last 25 years. Bailey says he obtained the Carr photo in 1989.
I know damn well it's real.
How did Bailey get the Carr photograph in the first place? Bailey claimed he got a tip that a live American POW was being held in Laos. To try to prove it, Bailey said he bought a greenish-blue sports shirt and a watch and gave them to an unidentified man he called Mr. X. Mr. X was told to travel to the prison camp and photograph Carr wearing the clothes. Several weeks later, Bailey said he received 2 rolls of film from Mr. X and had them developed.
These are pictures of Donald Carr, Captain Butch Carr, and the area to where he's being held, Jim. Being held
in Laos.
In Laos, in the prison camp in Laos, by the North Vietnamese.
Tell us what is happening here with this.
Mr. X is giving an envelope here to the Lieutenant Colonel, the North Vietnamese Colonel. This is the Pathy Lao Major here. That is the camp commander. And then this is the North Vietnamese Colonel again.
But was he really? ABC News set out to track the exact location where the photographs were taken. But the trail, instead of leading to a POW camp in Laos, led here to a one-time exotic bird export company outside Bangkok.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm James Walker with ABC News. The owner is Kampong Prantham. We gave Kampong Bailey's photo album and asked if he was familiar with the pictures supposedly taken in Laos. This is the photograph Bailey said showed Mr. X giving an envelope to the North Vietnamese camp commander.
I know this man also.
You know both of these men?
Yes.
Is he Vietnamese?
No,
The man on the left, the man on Thai.
He's also Thai.
The man on the right is?
Thai, yes. This is my house.
Where was this picture taken?
Here.
In your house?
My house.
This gentleman here, you know this man?
This my friend.
What is his name?
Mr. Gunther District.
This is Gunther Dietrich.
Yes, man. Yeah.
How long have you known him?
Over 6 years now.
And where is Gunther Dietrich now?
Now I think he is in Germany.
In Germany?
Yes.
Dietrich is also well known to various law enforcement agencies. New Zealand customs officials took these undercover pictures of him last year as he tried to smuggle parrots out of the country. We asked Jack Bailey to visit the bird compound with us. When confronted with the evidence that the man supposed to be Carr was actually Dietrich, Bailey became enraged.
But don't part of this goddamn thing is being a conspiracy. I'll break your neck.
Because it's not your fault.
Yeah, wait.
This man's fault. No. No. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. Come on.
Please. Get her out of my way.
Later, when Bailey cooled down, he claimed he had been duped by Mr. X. But the release of POW photographs has stimulated contributions to organizations such as Bailey's Operation Rescue, which has earned more than $3 million in the past 8 years. U.S. Senator John McCain, himself a former POW, thinks Bailey ought to be investigated by the Justice Department.
Because if the family members are being deceived, not only monetarily, but emotionally, This kind of thing has to be brought to a stop.
But it may be hard to bring it to a stop as long as so many Americans believe U.S. servicemen are still held prisoner in Southeast Asia, and as long as there are con artists who take advantage of families like that of Donald Carr. James Walker, ABC News, Bangkok.
And another reason why this does concern so many people, 1,172 Americans are still officially listed as missing in action in Southeast Asia. In a moment, presidential politics and the latest buzzword, electability. On the American agenda tonight, teaching Minnesota students about sexual harassment. And Bowman the Showman at the Olympics in France.